Good morning class, I am your SST teacher and today I have come with a new topic, that is waterways. We are dealing with the chapter Evolution of Transport System. We have been seeing how the transport system has progressed year on to year on, what development it has come across and what are the basic methods of transporting in our country. We have seen the categorization into four different parts: roadways, railways, airways and motorways. Now, out of four, we have already covered roadways and railways. Today we will start with that topic called as waterways. It's on page number 16, 16. So, the development of transporting system from ancient times to modern times has changed drastically. It has improved year on to year on. So, what changes have been there? That we'll see how it has been fruitful for the current generation, for the current scenario of the market, how it has been fruitful. What achievements have been achieved in the field of business, in the field of trade through waterways, how the goods are transported from one place to other. Basically, the waterways are concerned for the carriage of bulky goods from one place to the other. Whenever you wish to carry heavy goods, a bulky good from one place to other place, you think of a medium of transport or the channel of transport, and that one name that comes to your mind is the waterways. That which is run by either by the steam engine or by the diesel engine. This system have been followed by our ancestors. Even they relied on, they were dependent on waterways only, because a bulky amount of goods can be carried in a very less number of times, or a small amount of times. See, as far as other modes of communications are concerned, for example, if you take the example of airways do not permit transporting of heavy goods. They have a limited capacity according to which we need to stick to, according to which we need to follow, or we have to stick to that rules only, wherein a heavy material cannot be transferred from one place to other. As far as roadways are concerned, since our road systems are not so developed, and the network is not so very good, the proper road is not there, so we cannot be dependent on roadways for transportation of heavy materials. As far as railways are concerned, railway channel or the network of railway is not easily accessible at every place in India. So, more or less, we are dependent on waterways. There are some major sea routes through which the transportings are done within the country, or domestic trade takes place. There are 11 major sea routes over here, seaports over here, through which the transporting of goods takes place from one place to other. As far as the foreign countries or foreign goods are concerned, or the foreign markets are concerned, we even have the sea routes for the foreign transporting of goods. That we'll see today. Since ancient times, people have been traveling in rafts and boats. The discovery of steam engine brought a revolution in the field of water transport. Big ships are run by steam or diesel engines. Ships are used for transporting bulky goods. Ships carry oil are called oil tankers. See, this method is not a new one. It has been used from the ancient times. That communication or the transportation of goods through waterways is not a new channel. It's not a newly invented one, but it has been used from the ancient times. Our ancestors have even relied on, were dependent on waterways only. So whenever they wanted to involve in the trade practices, they had to use the waterways medium, because it is used for carrying bulky goods and it has a easy accessibility. Heavy cargo goods carried by ships are called cargo. Heavy cargo like food grains and mineral ores are transported by ships. Transportation by ship is much cheaper than air or road transport. This is another important factor. One is that we can carry the bulky goods. The other is the rate part. See, why do we use the waterways compared to other modes of transport? The first is that the bulky goods can be carried. Bulky goods can be carried. The second part is the rate. It is much cheaper than road or railways. When you compare with the other modes of transportation, that is roadways or railways, waterways is much cheaper than roadways or railways. And the amount of goods that can be carried through waterways is much more. Bulky goods are carried, heavy goods are carried through waterways. Major sea routes. Now the major sea routes, domestic and the foreign countries. How you see how the transportation of goods takes place through waterways. What is the domestic channel or the network of the sea route within our country and abroad? Some of the major sea routes are the following. The North Atlantic route. The North Atlantic route. It links Western Europe and North America. It is the busiest sea route in the world. North America and Western Europe are linked through. Now this is about the foreign market. We'll see the domestic market even. So the North Atlantic route is said to be the busiest route. Busiest route, when you say, means most number of goods takes place or most number of trade takes place through that route only. This is for the knowledge only. The Suez Canal Road, it links Mediterranean Sea with the Red Sea. The canal was built in 1869. The canal has considerably reduced the time taken to go to England from India. When you want to transfer goods from India to England, you need to transfer through Mediterranean to Red Sea. This is the channel, that network channel that you need to follow. This is the geographical location of waterways, how it is transported, or the network, how it goes from one place to other place. The Panama Canal route. The Panama Canal joins the Atlantic Ocean with Pacific Ocean. It was opened in 1914 earlier, and ships had to go to via Cap Horn. Cap Horn. This route takes a very long time. Now it is just 8 hours to reach the Pacific Ocean. See, from one corner to other corner you can reach within no time. This is the invention of the technology. This is the development of the technology. How the things have improved. In India, now within the domestic country or within our country, how is the sea route? In India, Ganga and Brahmaputra are used as inland waterways, and the lagoons of Kerala are also used for the transport purposes. Lagoon is basically a sea type only, which is spread to the different parts of the state. It is in Kerala. Huangho in China, Rhine in the Europe, Nile in the Congo in Africa, and Amazon in South America are used as waterways. These are different throughout the world that major waterways are. So the questions may be asked, name some major waterways of the world, name any few waterways of the world, you can name any of them. Water transport plays an important role in trade and commerce. I told you this is basically used for the trade and commerce purposes. Means when you want to deal in the import-export business, or even when you want to expand your business, then only you move through waterways. It is not for the traveling of human beings. The human beings are not transported from or not transferred from one place to other. Whenever they have other modes of transporting. But for the bulky goods, this is the best method or best way to follow. You have already learned that India has a long coastline. There are 11 major coastlines in India. Mumbai, Chennai, Kolkata, Mamungo, Kochi, Visakhapatnam are some of the major sea routes or major ports of the country. The major ports of the country wherein the domestic trade takes place, domestic business takes place is through these major sea routes only. So this was about the waterways. Tomorrow we'll see about the airways, and then we'll finish off the chapter and we'll move to the question answer. Thank you, class.